Welcome back to the People Power Fantasy Football podcast in the playoffs. We're 1 week into the playoffs, and this is Ryan Harper.
The fat kid, Nick Lamb.
The fat kid, Nick Lamb. All right. So, we'll go over the recap of last week, round one of the playoffs. We did have two people on bye. We had the league champion, or the league regular season champion, Brian Cupulator, and we had yours truly, Snowhawk, on bye.
The GOAT.
And so we made it to the next round because we're awesome. And then in the quarterfinals for the championship bracket, we had Average Joe's beating Total Domination. Now this match was nuts. It was 149.27 to 149.25.
Wow.
That's nuts, man.
It's crazy close.
And then Mark, his team beat Green Around the Gills. Now here's where it gets really crazy. Again, 149.27 defeated Total Domination score of 149.25. Mark scored 149.17. That's fucking crazy. But the guy he beat only had 133.42. But three teams that scored that close to each other in the championship bracket. So
outrageous.
That's crazy. Now on to the consolation bracket. There was also two teams on bye. You have two girlies, one cup that finished in 7th place. So they're the number 1 seed in the losers bracket. And then you had the Joker who finished at number 8. So they also had a bye. The Fat Kid dominated by scoring 150 points, and his opponent scored 71.
Mind you, our quarterback had negative points.
Yeah, his quarterback...
Throw that in, too.
Yes, I forgot about that. His quarterback did have negative points. McCown, was that your quarterback? Yeah, I mean, stud.
Yeah.
Absolute stud. Negative 4.23 points. League
MVP.
Yeah, he's got my vote. And then so he's moving on to the next round. He will be facing two girlies, one cup, the top seed in the losers bracket. This is the moment that the Fat Kid was waiting for to prove his worth. I'm sure we'll hear about that later. Rams bringing it up the rear had a score of 152.83 and defeated Beer Money. Imagine that. Tony lost again. He had a score of 128. So Tony is now going to be... He gets a bye this week, and he'll be battling next week for last place or 11th place. Man, that guy knows football, all right.
You mean to tell me the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, who said Andrew Luck is the best quarterback in the league?
Oh, and Adam Vinatieri, who also got negative points this week, is the best kicker in the league.
What? No.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. I think somebody doesn't count. Yeah.
Right,
is that all the...
Yeah, you're gonna, on the matchups.
All right. For Week 15, the matchups for the championship bracket, we have the number 1 seed, Brown and Cupulator, and Average Joe's facing off. And then we have...
Real quick, hang on 1 second. Let me just butt in for 1 minute. So, Average Joe's, if there's a Cinderella story, it's him. He's the number 5 seed. He barely beat the reigning league champion by 0.02 points last week to move on to the semifinal to face the number 1 seed. But he gets Aaron Rodgers back now. That changes everything. I know Brian Cupulator is the favorite. He is the number 1 seed. He's got a remarkable team. Average Joe's team's not bad, and now he's getting Aaron Rodgers back. He could be the Cinderella story. I don't know. I just want to throw it out there. That's going to be interesting to see what happens this week.
Yeah, it should be a very, very good one. Then for the other matchup in championship bracket, we have Ryan, the GOAT, going up against Mark's team. So, yeah, go Ryan.
So, GOAT versus the bitch. Right on.
Right. All right, and then the most important bracket, the shit bracket, the one everybody pays attention to. We have Rams bringing it up the rear, and the Joker facing off against each other. And then 2 girlies, 1 cup, and the fat kid myself. That's like America's Game of the Week. There's no brighter, no bigger stage than that.
Well, what's your win streak up to now, man? Don't you have like 4 wins in a row?
3 or 4. Oh, I don't even know.
Right on, man.
I'm just saying that trophy is going to look good.
It's going to look good in North Carolina. So this doesn't have to do anything. This has nothing to do with the losers bracket, but for the championship bracket, I want to reiterate a few things. We're all playing for money still. You know, even the 5th and 6th place team, which have a bye this week, they are playing for $20. They're playing to get their buy-in back. So I know he just went over the matchups. I'm just going to kind of go over the possible scenarios. Green around the gills and total domination. They don't play this week. Next week they will be playing for 5th and 6th place. One team will walk away with nothing, the loser, and the winner will walk away with $20. You get your money back, so that's really cool. The other 4 teams, the 2 winners obviously go to the championship, and they'll be playing for $80 if they win and $45 if they lose. The 2 losers this week will face off, and they'll be playing for $30 if they win and $25 if you lose. So that's really cool. That's one thing I like about this league. If you're in the winners bracket, every team except one gets their money back that they paid at the beginning of the year, and you still get a good chunk if you win. You get $80 if you win. So it's not like you're getting $30 for winning out of 12 teams. You still get a nice chunk of money if you win, but this makes it a competition for everybody in the winners bracket. Sadly, we couldn't do that for the losers bracket. Just not enough money to go around. If we get sponsors, maybe at some point. So start telling your friends about it.
I don't need no money. All I need is the shit trophy.
You just need the toilet bowl and a piece of wood.
The greatest trophy of all time.
That trophy, I've never won it, but mainly because I've only been in that bracket one time, and I'm pretty sure I took completely last place that year. But I did sell my team away. I had nobody on my team. But one cool thing about that trophy is when you accept it, which not everyone has because people are weird, you're supposed to customize it. You keep it how it is, but you can add to it. And 2 people have. Brown and Cupulator one year had won it, and he added to it. And Total Domination had won it one year, and he added to it. So if you win it, Lamb, you can paint it if you want to. You can be artistic as you want to be to it. But anyway, on to your segment, Lamb. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, well, talking about the shit trophy, how it's gonna fit nice against my other trophies I got for participation in events I had in kindergarten and 1st grade. I'm just going to throw all of them away because this shit trophy is the only thing that matters. My dad's, my grandfather's trophy for baseball into the other room. That shit's being cleared out for the only trophy that matters. It's mine. You can just go, Sunday when we're at the games, go ahead and just give it to me. You can just go ahead and just travel with it and just hand it to me then.
My granddad died in World War II by jumping on a grenade to save a battalion of Marines. And you know what? I shoved that Purple Heart that he got awarded off the shelf to put the shit trophy there.
The only thing that matters. Also, I want to talk about how how everything can change within a week for players right now. With like you mentioned earlier, Carson Wentz got hurt, and that's going to be a loss for fantasy owners.
Yeah, not just him, like that whole offense. Like Nick Foles is there. Yeah. He's done productive numbers he's had productive numbers in the past, but he's no Carson Wentz. It's like when Aaron Rodgers went out, that whole team suffered.
Right
now. Randall Cobb wasn't an automatic start every week.
Yeah, and like you said, Average Joe's is getting AA Ron back.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm glad I'm not playing him this week.
Yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Within just a short amount of time.
Oh man, yeah. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. Anyone can perform. Anyone can get hurt, and anybody can win and lose any given Sunday, man. So a few weeks ago we did the fantasy duds, and we had another big week of fantasy duds. That were again, these are all people that were in starting lineups in our league. So I'm gonna say names and numbers, and some of these will be on your team, Lamb. Most of them are not. So just be honest. Be like, would you be happy if this was on your? It's playoff time, regardless. Losers bracket, winners bracket. It's playoff time. So if these are in your lineup this past week, would you have been happy or sad? Because these are all sad to me. They're all duds to me. They definitely sharded on the field. Kenny Stills, 2.8 points. Indeed. Vikings defense, 8.9 points.
Who did the Vikings go up against?
I want to say it was the Carolina Panthers.
Yep, that does ring a bell. That does ring a bell.
I'm pretty sure the Carolina Panthers won that one.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Jonathan Stewart had his first ever career 3-touchdown performance that game.
And the first running back to have 100 yards on the Vikings defense.
True. T.Y. Hilton, 3 points.
The greatest receiver.
Yeah, a few years ago, Fat Tony said that he was the best receiver in the NFL. I mean, okay. Now, staying on that theme, Adam Vinatieri, a guy that Fat Tony says never misses a field goal, negative 2 points. For a guy that never misses, I don't know how he got negative points, but, what do I know?
Must have been a glitch in the system.
Probably. Austin Safarian Jenkins. Now, this hits close to home. He wasn't on my team because I had a bye. I dropped him weeks ago. But I was big on him at the beginning of the year. He had a strong first half. Then I seen what was happening, so I got rid of him. But he got 0.6 points. At a position that's so hard to get fantasy value out of, and it's better than a goose egg, I guess. That's the only way you can think positive on that. Robbie Anderson, 4.2 points. 4.2. The Steelers defense, 5.8 points. Even worse than the Vikings. And they won the game.
That's crazy.
Tevin Coleman, 7.7. Now, during the regular season, I think I might be happy with that one, but knowing that it's the playoffs, I wouldn't be happy with that. That's why it's almost 10, but it is a PPR league. You guys got to remember that, and I would not be happy with that. Brandon Cooks, 4.3.
Wow.
Emmanuel Sanders, 2.1. Now, first of all, but he got 2.1 points, but first of all, who the fuck was playing him to begin with? I get Demaryius Thomas, but Emmanuel Sanders, whatever. I'm pretty sure I got him from the losers bracket team, so that makes sense. They're in the losers bracket. Texans defense, 8.15. So 3 of those 3 defenses of the starting teams this week got less than 10 points. That's crazy. And now here's the biggest disappointment. The guy still won the week, but it's the biggest disappointment of the week, in my opinion, because it came from the quarterback position. McCown, negative 4.23 points. That's huge. I know you still won, but god damn, that's terrible. Oh my god, I don't know what I would do if my quarterback got negative 4. I expect 30 points from a quarterback. 25, 30 points, I'm happy. I'm not expecting the 50-point weeks like Mark does from every position, I'm realistic, but man, negative 4.23 points. Whew.
I got lucky, and I still won.
Yeah, so. Thankfully you still won. You survived the McCown. Man.
Yeah, yep.
That's it for the duds for the week.
Well, it was a lot of failures and for duds, but we got to look past that and go into the new week for predictions that we have here on the podcast. Right now, Ryan is still in the lead with 43 points.
What up?
I am behind him with 40 points. And then Tempest, the person who can never make it on podcasts because she's always enslaved or busy, has 38 points.
She's starting to fall away, man.
So we'll just get her predictions, later.
If we were here for
move on to ours right now. And for the Thursday night game.
Wait, hang on, real quick. How did Mark do last week? I know he's not in the overall thing, but how did he do? Am I putting you on the spot here?
Kind of.
It's all good.
He got 4 right.
That's not bad.
Yeah, because he picked the Saints, Vikings, Bills, Philly, Steelers, and Dolphins.
Wait. How many games? I thought we predicted 5 games.
No, we did 6. We did the Thursday night game.
Oh, okay.
Panthers and Vikings, the
Bills,
Bills, Colts.
All right, cool. Anyway, go ahead. Who cares? Let's go ahead.
Yeah. All right, and then for the Thursday night game, the game that absolutely means nothing for playoffs in the NFL.
Thank God Star Wars. Thank God that space documentary comes out tomorrow because that is way more important than this Thursday night football game. I'm a guy who loves football, but I'm going to go see the space documentary known as Star Wars Episode 8. And
then I think they said it was like a last-minute call. They're going to do it where it's like the Madden cam they had a few weeks ago, try to draw in more viewers.
That's
I'm just like, no.
I might record it now just to watch it later.
Yeah. I'm still going to go see Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, Star Wars, hands down. I'm seeing it tomorrow and Friday.
It is the Broncos at the Colts.
Well, we know Tony's watching it.
Yeah. Even though, playoffs.
Well, he said that the Colts. He said, mark his words, the Colts will win the Super Bowl next year. So we'll see.
It could happen.
No, it can't. It won't happen. Something.
The Browns could win it. Anything could happen.
It's Murphy's Law in reverse. Like what can happen will happen, but also what can't happen won't happen.
Right.
We'll call that the Fat Tony Law.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with the Colts on this one.
I'm going to go Denver then.
Denver?
Yeah, they're due for a win, man.
They won last week. Just fuck Denver.
You're right. They did win last week, so maybe they're not due for a win. I forgot. Oh, crap. I'll go Denver anyway. We'll make it interesting.
All right. And then finally, we get Saturday games back.
I'm so excited for this, man. So excited.
For the first Saturday game, we have the Bears at the Lions.
Detroit lost their top corner, but Chicago has no identity anymore. I'm going to go Detroit.
I'm going to go Detroit just because the Lions are still fighting for a playoff and Bears are not. And then we have the Chargers at the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers for sure.
All right. And then we go on to the 1 o'clock slot games. We have the Green Bay Packers at the Carolina Panthers.
Green Bay Packers led by Aaron Rodgers.
Mind that.
I'm going Carolina Panthers. I'm going to go crazy on this one and vote for the Panthers.
I think I'm going to have to as well. Alrighty. Then we have the game of the week will be the Patriots at Pittsburgh.
Now, if the Steelers get Smokin' Jay Cuddy, I'll go Steelers. If they don't get Smokin' Jay Cuddy, I'm still going to go Steelers.
Steelers for me as well. Just screw New England.
I still can't believe that Miami beat them, man. They didn't convert a single third down. Did you hear about that? The last time that happened for New England was in 1993. That they did not convert a single third down. That was 2 years before Carolina Panthers were even a team.
Wow. I remember, was it like one of the announcers saying that if New England had won, they would have clinched the division?
Yeah.
And then, he said, I guess they're going to need to keep the hats and the T-shirts in the box for another week.
But they're playing Pittsburgh, though, man. That's not an easy win. The Pittsburgh's playing out of their mind right now.
And it's at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Then we have the Sunday night game, which is the Cowboys at Oakland.
I want Oakland to win so bad, but is Amari Cooper playing this week?
I think so.
I want to go Oakland.
Oakland?
Yeah.
Well, Mark will be happy with this one. I'm going with the boys, how he calls them.
The boys.
Then the Monday night game, we have the Falcons going up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Tampa.
Falcons.
Falcons from me as well.
I'm hoping for an upset, though.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be wonderful. Tampa, obviously we hate both of those teams for obvious reasons, but Tampa, if you ever win a game, this is the week to do it, man.
I know you're already at the playoff convention, but try to ruin, Atlantis as well while you're at it.
Fuck Matt Ryan.
And that's it for predictions.
That's it, right on. Well, we will be at the game this Sunday, the Green Bay and Carolina game. Mark will be there as well, and it's going to be fun. We're going to be so close that we can smell the sweat dripping from Luke Kuechly's nutsack. We'll be 2 rows off the field behind the Carolina bench on the 35-ish yard line. So, yeah, we'll be able to... I'm going to reach over and try to grab that sweat. That's my plan.
I'm not going to be as close as Ryan. I'll be in the 3rd row, but I'll still be there.
Hey, you'll still be there. Hey, when I get it, I'll put it in a bottle and throw it up to you so you can smell it and lick it. Whatever you got to do.
Appreciate that.
All right, that's all I got. So, you got anything else?
Good luck, everyone except Mark.
And Fat Tony. I don't think he's playing this week, but I hope he somehow loses on a bye week. He's that bad.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.
Oh, and Bader. Fuck you too.